You may be in the process of where you're looking to find your new home and get yourself settled before maybe the school year starts or the fall season comes in or the winter season comes in. And you're trying to determine whether or not you want to do a resale property or if you want to do a new construction property. Well, in this video, we're going to talk to you exactly about that. The pros and the cons in regards to looking at resale properties as well as looking at new constructions. And as we like to say in this video, let the show begin because we're getting after it right now. If this is your first time to our channel and you guys want to know everything that there is to know in regards to living here, buying new homes, selling homes here in Las Vegas, Nevada, Henderson, North Las Vegas area, then make sure you subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications so you can be notified when we release our new videos so that we can keep you updated in regards to what is happening here in Las Vegas in regards to real estate. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of resales and new constructions. I personally live in a beautiful resale property. We purposely wanted to come down here to this area in order for us to find larger lots. So that's going to be one of your first pros, is that especially right now here in the city of Las Vegas, we are in that, as I've seen before, as I said before on many of our other videos, we live in a valley. We're almost in a bowl. We have a big sort of kind of mountains surrounding us. So that land is very limited. We're starting to get outside of, or we're starting to stretch outside of all the limits of our land. So we're starting to, in all honesty, build up a little bit on some of those. But for right now, we in the older areas, in some of our older lots, we're getting larger lots. We aren't necessarily looking out the windows and reaching our neighbor's walls or literally like 10 feet away from our neighbor. We have that space. When we first bought our property, we had two beautiful boxers and all that kind of great stuff. We knew they needed space to be able to run around in that backyard. We wanted to put in a new pool. So we had more things to do in regards to being able to use a larger lot than what we could have gotten in some of our more popular areas like Summerlin or Henderson in regards to those smaller lots. Can you find larger lots in Summerlin? Yes, you can, but you're definitely going to be paying a higher price point for those. Of course, we have beautiful properties and areas in Summerlin where you can buy 5 acres and you can build multi-million-dollar homes. But for those of us that are looking at more of the averages from maybe like 400 to maybe $1.2 million, you can find in some of these older areas or resale properties larger lots. So that's going to be one of your first pros in regards to looking at a resale property. Your second pro in regards to looking at resale properties is going to be what's called an HOA, your homeowners association. Some people can look at it as a pro, some people can look at it as a con, but for right now, if we were to look at it as a pro, an HOA does allow you to know that you're going to be in an area that the properties and everything around you is going to be taken care of. So some people really enjoy that. They like that kind of scenario. In regards to the resale properties, when we don't have HOAs, some people like the idea of being able to have more decisions in regards to what they can do with their own personal lot. For us, it was important for us to be able to not just be in a cookie cutter feel, which is also a pro, that every home is not necessarily going to be looking the same that you do in regards to some of the new homes, but we wanted more of an individual, fun, creative, unique home feel. So that also was like a number 3 pro, like I said, that individual thing. But going back to our number 2, the HOA, we were used to having an HOA living in the Summerlin area. Beautiful, absolutely incredible area. It was voted in the United States one of the top 5 areas that people are moving to. We have a lot of our clients moving to Summerlin. We still love Summerlin. Yet for me, my husband and I also wanted that larger space where we can come and we can have that area for our dogs, put our pools in, make it our own unique house. We were fine with redoing and all of those different types of things as far as the property. So again, no HOA here, but yet at the same time, when it came to us making changes on the exterior of our property, we did have to go down to the county and present, and that was fine for us to do presentations and let them know what we wanted to do with our properties. And our neighbors did have a right to vote on those changes. So even though you don't have an HOA, you want to be very careful in knowing that sometimes still within that community, your neighbors may be involved in some of the changes you have to go through. So be aware of that. So no HOA doesn't mean I can go ahead and paint my house pink if I want to, kind of thing. But just know sometimes your neighbors still may be somewhat involved, and you may have to go to county to present more exterior, larger kind of changes to your property. Number 3, I want to go back to again, like we just were talking about, is, again, the fact that we're able to come down here and we're not having those cookie cutter feels in regards to everything looking alike. That was important for us. We wanted to be in a very unique kind of feel. We lived in Summerlin for 8 years. We wanted something a little bit more unique. You know, some people say in a joking manner, I don't want to drive to my house late at night drunk and drive into the wrong garage and all that kind of good stuff because it looks like everyone else's. But at the same time, for us, it was more about just having a wonderful, unique feel in regards to the house and being able to make some of those changes and adapt those things. And like we said, we were able to go down to the county and get those changes done, but having that wonderful, unique feel in our home was very important for us. So that was our number 3. Now, number 4 is location. For us, when it comes to resales, we wanted to make sure that we could be close enough to the Strip, because when everybody thinks about Las Vegas, you tend to think about that wonderful little like 2-mile stretch, and it's getting larger. I will talk to you guys about that in a little bit in another video. We're starting to expand away from the Las Vegas Strip and onto a main area called a main street called Main Street, which is bringing us the brewery area, Brewery Row, and all the kind of wonderful things. We'll talk to you about that in another video. But at the same time, location was very important to us because we could get close enough to the Strip without being on the Strip. If I'm going to live in Las Vegas, I want to see I live in Las Vegas, but I don't want to be on the Strip. You'll have higher insurance, higher car insurance, all those different types of things because you're in those particular areas. But for us, location was very important. Close enough to the Strip, but feeling as though we weren't living in the Strip. We wanted that neighborhood feel. We wanted that more central location where we could get to the Strip if we wanted to get to it. We can get over to Summerlin if we want to get over to it. We can get to Mount Charleston for all of our beautiful outdoor activities if we wanted to get there. We can get to the 15 to jump on in order to go to LA really quickly. So location was very important for us. If we're doing a new home, sometimes our newer homes are going to be on those outskirts. They're going to be more towards the mountains, so they're a little further away from the central part of the city. Now let's talk about the pros in regards to new construction. And the first thing is with new construction is that it's new. Everything is brand spanking, sparkly new. You get new appliances, you get a new home, all those kind of great things. You don't have to worry about repairs and all of those different types of things because everything is going to have a wonderful warranty. You may have a builder. We're jumping into other pros, but you may have all these different types of warranties. That would be another pro in regards to new construction, is that it's all spanking brand new. No one else has lived in this property. This is your home. Hopefully you've had an opportunity to either pick out all of your different features in regards to what's happening with the property, or if you buy a spec home from the new builder, meaning that the builder has basically picked out all the different choices based upon some of the popular things that other people have been doing. They put those features into the home, and that's what it's called, a spec home. But nonetheless, all those beautiful things are brand spanking new construction. Number 2, in regards to new construction, as far as the pro, it's going to be like we sort of slipped into, are those warranties. You'll have a year warranty on a lot of your different pieces of the home. You'll have even, I think, a 10-year extended warranty. This is all going to depend upon the particular builder that you're working with, what your agent is able to negotiate for you, all those different types of things when it comes to your home. So warranties are fantastic. So unlike the resale properties, sometimes you may not have that 10-year scenario as far as the building itself or the structure of the property that the builder may give you. With the resale, that's maybe already passed and already done. But with a new home, you have that that sense of security for that time frame where you can go back to your warranty company if something happens with the home, and the sense of structure and all those types of great things, and you can get that taken care of with the warranty company. So again, number 2, warranties. Number 3 is going to be that HOA scenario. Again, could be a pro or a con, but for some people, they want to know that the community is taking care of it. They want to know that certain things are taken care of as far as fire departments, streets, landscaping, all those different types of things are taken care of as far as the look of the community, all of those great things. HOAs are very important, that the neighbors aren't putting their cars up on bricks and things like that, or painting their house in a particular kind of crazy way. There's going to be certain rules that come along with those HOAs, and some people really enjoy that and appreciate that scenario in regards to what's happening with HOAs. So again, HOAs can be, for some people, a wonderful pro in that regard. So with new constructions, you will more than likely tend to have HOAs in that sense. Number 4, one of my favorites, are going to be the incentives that especially right now new builders are offering. We know right now a lot of people are trying to determine whether whether or not they even want to buy because the interest rates are so high. At the same time, builders are aware of that. We're able to go in and negotiate for our clients and be very just honor them and just say, listen, in order for us to make this happen, this is what we need. We're able to talk to these builders. They're able to work with us. They're able to give funds towards our buyers' closing costs. They're able to give funds towards our buyers, whatever that may be in regards to what they need in order to get into these properties. So builders are out there incentivizing. Sometimes this resale, yes, you can get some of those deals as well. You can get some money going towards your closing costs and all those kind of great things. So a lot of stuff is out there happening for our buyers. You can get it on both sides. However, the builder tends to have a lot more money where they can come off of in order to help our clients get into those new homes. So again, the incentives, the ability to give money back, the ability to pay down your interest rate or bring your interest rate down. So you're not dealing with the 7, you're not dealing with the 6. We may be able to even get you into a 5. So who knows? So definitely check in with us in that regard. And I believe number 5 in regards to our pros for new constructions, especially if you're able to do this early. Get in early. Now, we can never ever guarantee appreciation on a home. We don't know what may happen in this wonderful world of ours where all of a sudden the real estate market may tank because unfortunately we may go to war or something to that effect or whatever it may be. We can never guarantee that. However, getting in early, especially on new builds and in new areas, if you're able to ride those increases that builders tend to do when they release new lots, new homes, new phases within that community, you're able to ride your equity gain, meaning that if you buy your house, let's say for $670,000, and the next time they sell the new property, it's going to be, or a new lot or a new set of homes, it's going to be $20,000 more, or it may be $10,000 more, or it may be $50,000 more. That equity gain, you're able to ride as you're basically, or as the builders are building out the rest of the community. So getting in early with new constructions allows you to basically ride that equity up as they finish completing. So another wonderful pro in regards to looking at new homes or new construction. And one of our last pros in regards to new construction is going to be location for some people, because they want to make sure that they're going to be in an area that is going to be well taken care of, that's going to have those HOAs, that's going to have like amenities around there from different schools to different, like here downtown Summerlin area. They want to know that all those things are around them and they're able to really enjoy their communities. So with that, even getting to know the new neighbors that are moving into your new construction area, that's really exciting and fun to see. We put one of our clients and Toll Brothers, beautiful Toll Brothers properties, and each time they come in, they were the first ones in there, but they're able to see all the new neighbors come in, and so everyone gets to meet each other, and they're really social in that sense. So they really reach out to people and all that kind of great stuff, just like on the resales, but they're able to be very social and get to know their new neighbors that are coming in. So another wonderful pro in regards to looking at new constructions, getting to know the new neighbors as they come into your community. Okay, now let's switch over to the cons. In regards to our cons, when it comes to resale, one of the biggest resale with a con, or one of the biggest cons with the resale is that it's a resale. So with a resale, it's going to be older. You may have future repairs and things like that that you may not be aware of, or that you have to be aware of when you're buying a new an older property. You may have to come in and do some money immediately on flooring, on carpets, or appliances, and all of those different types of things that you may not be aware of. So definitely make sure you're thinking about factoring in what your future repairs are going to be in regards to things with the property. It's not going to be that brand new spanking sparkling warranty on everything kind of situation with the new. So you may be coming out of money a little sooner in regards to your resale property. That's one of your first biggest cons. Make sure you're watching the money. Where is it going? Where do you have to get it ready for in the future? Another con for a resale property is that you will be the next owner or the third owner of this particular property. You want the first person that's lived in the home. For some people, it's very important that they're going to be their first home. For resales, that's a con. Someone else has lived in this property, someone has done the wear and tear, someone has broken it in, all those different things are happening. So it's not, I don't believe it's a lot of cons in regards to resale. Again, I am someone who's biased. I'm biased. I wanted to come in. I wanted to kind of take something that's wonderful, unique, and I wanted to put my twist on it. We wanted to put our twist on the property, on our home. We wanted something larger. So it wasn't so much of a con for us. We did have the funds where we could turn around and put some money back into it. But please know, with your resale properties, especially if they're older, you're going to have to put money back in. So just be aware of that. Those are the biggest cons I really see in regards to resale. You're coming in, you're taking something that's already been wonderfully either taken care of or maybe not so taken care of, and you have to come in and you have to put money into that. Sometimes with resales, you may not be in the exact location or the area that you may want to be in, so you're looking at things like that. It's not the newest thing in the sense of getting the best countertops or whatever, those different types of things. You may not be getting those things. You may have to turn around and buy those for later on. All of those things you want to think about. You may not be getting the cabinets that you want. You may not be getting the appliances that you want. You have to buy all those different types of things. So that's resale. That's the life of resale. Make sure you're aware when you buy the property, you will have to turn around and you're going to have to make it your own. And that's exactly what it is when it comes to doing a resale. Those for me are the biggest cons. Sometimes you may not have that HOA. Like we said, it could be a pro or a con. No HOA in a resale area means that sometimes you may have to deal with some of your neighbors' stuff, their crap, whatever it may be. So you'll be very much aware of those things. You may not have a place to go into to have your concerns aired in that regards when it comes to a non-HOA community, all those different types of things. In regards to some cons now for the new construction side. Now with new construction, the biggest thing in regards to a con is when you're looking at new construction, if you get in early, you're dealing with construction. Not just the construction of your property, you're going to be dealing with the construction of the rest of the community. So you may be living in dirt, you may be living in dust, you may be living in noise, you may be living on roads that aren't completed, all those different types of things when you first look at new construction. So that could be one of your biggest cons in regards to looking at new construction. And on new construction, the con, depending upon this, I mean, could be a pro or con, but a con could be the timing. New construction, it could take sometimes 3 months if you do a quick move-in. If you do a medium, it's 6 months, but it could also take 18 months. So the time frame in regards to getting you into a new home could be a very long time. So make sure you really understand what that time frame is going to look like when you move into your property. So that could be a huge con for people. If you want something quick, new construction is not the thing. So make sure you reach out to us and we'll let you know that for sure, and we'll direct you as far as where we need to be in order to get you on your time frame. So time is very important. Another con in regards to our new construction, there aren't really, I don't think there's a lot of cons, but at the same time, sometimes people don't realize they need their own representation when they do construction. We've seen when they do new construction, we've seen so many people go to the builders, and then those builders representatives who were there to represent the builders and the sellers aren't necessarily taking your values or your concerns into consideration. Make sure you go there with us, one of your trusted real estate agents, one of your trusted real estate brokers, when you are purchasing new constructions, so that your concerns, your negotiations are really there and someone's taking care of those for you. So that's a big con. Sometimes people get wrapped up in that and they lose so much money because they didn't have the skills to go in and negotiate and didn't even know which questions to ask of the seller so that they could get more negotiation. So that's a very big con in regards to new. So a few more cons when it comes to new construction. Everything can look the same sometimes. You may have 3, 4, 5 different options in regards to what the outside of your property can look like, what the floor plan can look like, all of those different types of things. So everything is going to look the same in those areas. We sometimes wonderfully call some of our suburban areas Lego land, because everything looks very the same. Barbie land, if you will, where everything almost looks the same. It's manicured, it's taken care of, blah, 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 blah. So it looks a little whatever. Some people feel like it looks stale. Some people feel like it looks beautiful. So it really depends on my client and what they're looking for. So, but again, you may have that sort of sameness in regards to looking at some of the properties and the elevations or the exteriors of the property. Also, another con, which most people don't really realize, is that you want to make sure you're aware of your tax in regards to how your property's value is assessed on that. When you first start the property on a new construction, the assessed value may be different from what it's going to look like towards the first year or the second year. All of a sudden, you may get a higher tax bill in regards to what the value of your property is assessed. So the value of your property from the beginning until the next year or the second year can be very different. So be aware of that in regards to what's happening there. Also, with some of these beautiful new construction areas, you may be dealing with what's called here in our Las Vegas area, a SID or a LID, a special improvement district, or a living improvement district in regards to the Henderson area. These are special assessments that are passed on to the buyers of those new homes that the city charges the builder in order for them to do certain things for that particular subdivision, and then the builder turns around and passes those on to the buyers of the property. So you'll be dealing with a SID. Let's say, for instance, if you were looking at maybe a $500,000-$600,000 house, you may be dealing with an extra SID of about 14, 15, 16, 20,000 on that house. All of this will vary. We'll double check that number. We'll make sure you're aware of that when you're purchasing that property. But that's another value, or that's another add-on that most people may not be aware of when they're purchasing new construction. And I believe the last thing we want to talk about, the con for new construction, is just going to be sometimes you're on smaller lots. Again, like we said, here in the Las Vegas area, we are getting smaller. Our land is getting a little bit tighter. We are not necessarily having builders building on the 2-acre lots all the time. When you go to some of our more beautiful, larger luxury communities, yes, you can find 2 acres, 1 acre, 5 acres, all those different types of things. Again, you're paying for that acreage. You're paying for that ability to build on those particular lots. So it's going to be a little bit tighter on some of our other communities in that sense, smaller lots. So again, just depending upon you. Do you want to resell? Do you want a new construction home? Really up to you. We'll make sure that we sit down and we do a strategy session with you so that we know exactly what you're looking for, so that we can help ask you, or we can help ask enough questions to make sure that we're getting you to the area that's going to be best suited for you and your family. So with that, guys, again, I hope this has been of value to you. If it has, please make sure you share this with someone else. Make sure you subscribe and tap the bell down below again for notifications, and we will see you guys in our next video. Take care.